Hi guys, welcome back for some more poems. This will be our last poetry video for this week, and then I will have one for every day next week and the week after that to finish out the month of April. So again, I have our Kids Pick the Funniest Poems book, edited by Bruce Lansky. And I am kind of just noticing this, but I wanted to share right here on our book. It calls Bruce Lansky the king of giggle poetry. So I thought that was kind of cool little fact that I wanted to share. I guess that is why they chose him to edit this book of funny poems. So if you remember from yesterday, we read 2 poems from the Brothers and Sisters category in our book, and I have 3 more poems from that category today as well. The first one is called I Love Him Anyway, and it is by Joyce Armour. Goofball, stinkpot, pinhead, sneak, devil, ninny, weirdo, freak, crackpot, lunkhead, weasel, worm, donkey, lamebrain, insect, germ, dumb cluck, dipstick, nitwick, dweeb, dingbat, bozo, fruitcake, phoebe, moron, space case, swine, buffoon, dope, chump, snake, dork, wacko, loon, fathead, puke face, black sheep, skunk, psycho, dummy, big creep, punk. Plus words I can't let mother hear, which all describe my brother dear. So, lots of very mean names, and some just kind of silly ones, but words that you definitely should not be calling other people, because you would not like people to call you those names. But I kind of liked this poem because I have a brother, so I kind of understand that siblings can definitely get on your nerves sometimes. There's probably a lot of times when you are kind of mean to them or call them names when they're picking on you or doing things you don't want them to be doing. But, like the title of this poem, at the end of the day, I still love him anyways. He is still my brother, and he's good people. So I'm sure that you feel similarly about your siblings sometimes when they're being kind of annoying or whatever. But I know that you love them anyways. Our next poem is actually a recipe for making mud pies. So that's our title, Recipe for Making Mud Pies. And it is written by Stewart. You need 1 water faucet, 1 garden hose, 1 stick, 1 backyard or flower bed. Turn on water faucet, grab garden hose, push end of hose into ground to spray muddy water and pieces of grass onto clothes. Giggle. Repeat several times to make big puddle. Jump up and down in puddle to mix dirt and water into mud. Remove shoes and repeat. Remove socks and repeat. Use toes to mix up mud real good. Squat down in puddle to look at mud. Make sure to get seat from pants wet. Stir mud with stick. Grab double handful of mud. If it stays together in a ball, it's done. If it's too runny, add more dirt. Pat gently into flat shape like a pie. Feed to little brother. So that one was a different poem in that there weren't, I don't think, any rhymes in this poem. Definitely not very many if there were some. So that just shows you that some poems don't need to rhyme and they can still be called poems. What's important about poems is that they have what's called rhythm. So they don't always have to rhyme. A lot of, the parts usually that people like about songs are the rhythm. So like the beat the music goes to kind of adds to the rhythm. So poems are sort of like songs sometimes without any music. So anyways, that was Recipe for Making Mud Pies. At the end he fed it to his little brother, which actually, I think it was a little girl based on the illustration here, fed it to her little brother, so which sounds kind of rude because he probably ate it, and it's not good to eat mud. But our last poem for today is called Sweet Dreams, and it's by Joyce Armour again. She was who wrote the I Love Him Anyway poem that we read a few minutes ago. So, Sweet Dreams. It's always been a wish of mine, or should I say a dream, to scare my sister half to death and hear her piercing scream. That's why I squished 4 bugs until they were all very dead, then took them to my sister's room and put them in her bed. After we had said good night, my heart began to pound. I waited and I waited, but she never made a sound. And then I got so doggone tired I couldn't stay awake. I climbed into my own warm bed and shrieked. There was a snake. It wiggled, and I leaped and fell and bruised my bottom half when I heard an awful sound. It was my sister's laugh. So it sounds like this girl in our poem, her plan backfired on her, and instead of scaring her sister with dead bugs, her sister actually scared her with a snake. So I thought that was kind of goofy too, and probably something that maybe has happened to you and your siblings if you have them. Maybe not with actual bugs and an actual snake, but, you know, just trying to get back at each other and stuff like that. So that is our poetry for today. I hope that you have an excellent weekend and you come back on Monday to hear some more poems from our Kids Pick the Funniest Poems. And again, if you want to take a try at writing your own poem, please do. I would love to read it or to hear it. One of our friends actually read me a poem yesterday in our Zoom chat that he had written, or at least started to write, and I thought that was pretty cool. So if anyone else would like to do that, please do. I would be very excited to hear your poetry if you want to take a try at it. Alright, have an awesome weekend, and I will see you back on Monday. Goodbye.